What's going on, everyone? DarkSynth here, and today there has been some breaking news. Unfortunately, 2XKO is getting shut down at the end of this year. They are still going to finish up the rest of the content that they already promised with Lux and Samira. It's unfortunate because this game literally just came out this year, and it had a beta earlier last year, or not earlier, but towards the end of last year, and then it came out in January this year, and now it's getting shut down. This is just crazy because the amount of like hype that they tried to give this game, and they did zero advertising. Like, this game had no advertising at all to get its name out there. It was kind of just pushed through social media, and that was it. They didn't do any real world advertising. And Riot Games is a very, very wealthy company. I'm sure everyone knows this. I don't know why they couldn't afford advertising for one of their games. Riot Games is a very popular company too, with their titles League of Legends and Valorant, obviously. But I can only boil this down to a few things, and it's the fact that this game was on PC only for the first 3 months. The consoles didn't get, or the console versions didn't get released until March, I believe. So it kind of just left console players in the dust, and by that point they didn't really want to play it. It was a little too late. They had already moved on to other games. I'm sure some tried it, but then didn't stick with it. And another part of it, of why people didn't really enjoy the game, and hence why people didn't really buy cosmetics, was because of the balancing decisions. So it kind of goes hand in hand. If you don't make your game fun, people aren't going to want to play it and spend money. So they kind of focused on the system too much with the fuses. I honestly think the fuse system was kind of a bad idea, because they just let characters rock for forever. Ari, Echo, Yasuo, they were literally running 2XKO until just a month or so ago with Thresh and Senna's release. I could be wrong, at 2 months ago. Anyway, like I said, if you don't balance your game to where it's fun, people aren't gonna stick with it. Only the people that are like hardcore fighting game players that, will actually deal with the bullshit and actually, enjoy the game, and they enjoy the bullshit. Those are the types of players that will stick with that. You need to make it to where more people want to stick with it, not just hardcore fighting game players. And it sucks because this game had so much potential, especially with duos, being able to play with a friend or even just a random. It added a whole new dynamic of like, you needed to communicate. It was like League of Legends, but a fighting game. You had to communicate with your teammate. They had voice chat, I believe, implemented in, so you could actually talk to your random teammate if you matched up with the random. But this game's roster could have been legendary. League of Legends has like 200 champs, if not just a little under 200, which is insane. So the character variety in 2XKO could have been something like no other fighting game ever before. Like, I wish I could have seen this character select screen filled up with more characters. I've never played a single game of League of Legends in my life. I just like fighting games. I played 2XKO. I actually grinded it for a while, but after a point of dealing with Yasuo, Alawi, Echo, and Ari for so long, I got tired of it. I didn't want to deal with the bullshit for that much longer, so I moved on, and I just continued playing Street Fighter 6, and now I am playing Tokon. I'm getting salty about it, but I'm still pretty new to tag fighters. 2XKO was essentially my first real tag fighting game that I've put time into, so I'm still struggling because Tokon's 4v4. This was only 2v2, so there's less to deal with. But yeah, that's the breaking news for today. 2XKO is getting shut down. I think they said in December, but yeah, it sucks. This game could have been something so good, but unfortunately it came to this. So that just tells me free-to-play fighting games don't work, and they never will. But I'm DarkSynth, and I hope you try to have a good rest of your day. Peace.